Technology, science, and the new humanism for the AI era are shaping the world around us. In FutureShots, we bring you discussions from the 2025 edition of H-Farm's Innovation Festival.
Hi, my name is Giulio Buciuni. I'm an associate professor in entrepreneurship and innovation at Trinity College Dublin, also a speaker at FutureShots 2025. In this episode, I will be talking about the future of entrepreneurship and what Italy can learn from experiences from all over the world. If we talk about a territory, the obvious question is, where do we position this territory in a global innovation map? I'm saying this because in many circumstances, territories taken individually are not aware of their peripheral positioning in the current map of global innovation. So first thing to do is to be conscious of your positioning in the new global innovation map. Indeed, I am a professor and I'm also a startup founder. I co-founded 2 small businesses, none of which made me rich, but that's a different story. Starting a new business is certainly related to my academic experience, and in that it has developed in me a sense of urgency in showing my students that I knew what I was talking about. Let me explain more in details. I started teaching entrepreneurship with no practical experience in how to run a startup. After a couple of years, I felt something was missing and I was not feeling good about it. So engaging with new business creations, regardless of whether they become successful or not, made me more confident and conscious of my role when standing in front of students who travel from all over the world to spend time with me in class. Now, on the other hand, so that's academia towards entrepreneurship. Certainly, as I'm gaining experience on the ground, I can reflect on my experience and pass it on back to my students when I'm in class with them. So I think there's a two-ways relationship that has been forged out of my 2 hats life, let's say, over the past 10 years. SMEs have been indeed the backbone of our industrial revolution, let's say, or industrial miracle, and we have to give them credit for what they built. Now, many SMEs, as my studies point out, have been struggling, and this is not a new thing. Lots of SMEs have been struggling for years, and if you want, this is part of a natural life cycle. Every company gets founded, it matures, and eventually it dies. So think about it. Most of our SMEs were founded 40 years ago. It's almost natural that some of them go out of business after so many years in business. Now, the big question is, what's next? Right? We have not really invested seriously in a new model of entrepreneurship. Let's call it the startup model. And we're still trapped in the old model that is keeping us away or behind with respect to leading countries in Europe. What's the future? I have no single reply to your question, but I do believe that one option for the Italian economic model would be to blend the best of the industrial expertise that we built over so many years and mixing it with the best practices and technology that we can absorb from startups that are populating the most innovative places on earth these days. Well, I would say 2 places. I was really surprised by the dynamism and the drive that I've seen in people in India. And I was prepared in a way, but not this much. So India surprised me, and I would bet on India as next tech big powerhouse. It's already there, so it's not really a mystery. Coming closer to home, I was quite surprised to find a thriving tech ecosystem in one of the most remote regions in Europe, which is Galway, in the Atlantic coast of Ireland. It's hard to get to Galway. It's a second-tier place in a second-tier nation, but nonetheless, they have built a pretty amazing medtech ecosystem, which I recommend everybody to to take a look at. How it happened? I actually published a paper on that, and the title is Building an Ecosystem in a Knowledge of Desert. In a desert of knowledge, sorry. So 40 years ago, there was absolutely nothing in Galway. No industrial expertise, no universities, no tech, no money, nothing. In fact, it was one of the poorest regions in Europe. How did it started? Through the investment of a group of American multinationals in biotech, which set up production plant in Galway to take advantage of cheap labor cost. But over 40 years, this plant evolved and engaged with high value adding activities like R&D and innovation. So it was a transformation of big firms that created the premises of spin out. So technicians, engineers that were later hired by the US multinational spun out and started their own business and contaminated a city with a group of new entrepreneurial activities. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next episode.
The festival may be over, but the ideas keep going. Thanks for listening. Until next edition.